It's been less than 24 hours since Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump faced off on that Long Island debate stage, and both candidates are now back out on the trail already. After many, in the media especially, declared Clinton the winner from last night, the Democratic nominee took a victory lap in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Did anybody see that debate last night? Oh, yes. One down, two to go. And when I confronted him with the reasons why he won't release his tax returns, and I got to that point where I said, well, maybe he's paid zero, he said that makes him smart. Now, if not paying taxes makes him smart, what does that make all the rest of us?
Donald Trump has also been claiming victory. That was the main thrust of his talking points when he came in an unprecedented move into the spin room last night to talk to reporters, including that hardworking journalist. Trump and his team are trying to mitigate some of the fallout from criticism of his debate performance, or as some people call it, making excuses.
I mean, I had some hostile questions. He didn't ask her about the emails at all. He didn't ask her about her scandals. He didn't ask her about the Benghazi deal. He didn't ask her about a lot of things that she should have been asked about. I mean, you know, there's no question about it. You know, when you look at it, you watch the last four questions. He hit me on
boom.
Bertha. He hit me on a housing deal from many years ago that I settled with
1973.
with no recourse. You know, they were leaving all of her little goodies out. Those questions are not answerable in a positive light. I had a problem with a microphone that didn't work. I don't know if you saw that in the room, but my microphone was terrible. I wonder, was it set up that way on purpose? My microphone in the room, they couldn't hear me. You know, it was going on and off.
Wow.
Which isn't exactly great. I wonder if it was set up that way, but it was terrible. It was on and off, and it was much lower than hers.
Okay.
I don't want to believe in conspiracy theories, of course, but it was much lower than hers, and it was crackling.
Oh, no, Donald Trump would never want to believe in a conspiracy theory. Anyway, here's what Clinton had to say about that, all of that, during a Hill Force One gaggle this morning.
What about his stamina? What about his stamina?
Anybody who complains about the microphone is not having a good night.
Okay. There is another trick that Donald Trump likes to use when he feels like he's not being treated fairly by the media. He likes to talk about the polls.
I think we did very well. We won virtually every poll, except for CNN. And nobody watches CNN. But we won almost every single poll, CBS and Drudge and Slate and Time Magazine and all of them, right? We won all of them. So that was a great.
Oh, he won all of them, especially that CBS poll, which doesn't actually exist because CBS didn't do a post-debate poll. And those others were, in fact, online surveys. The most credible post-debate poll of the bunch was, in fact, that CNN ORC survey that Trump mentioned, which found that 62% of voters said Clinton had a better night. So, Mark, not a good day for Donald Trump, not a particularly good night last night. Do you believe at this point it would do him good politically to just admit that he lost and start shaping up for the next debate? I'm
stipulating that there's a difference between what is and what ought to be. And I think this morning I thought he should say, you know, it was my first time debating, you know, I didn't like the way the questions went, but I'm going to do better next time. But now I don't think so. I think his supporters, you know, Rush Limbaugh said he won. I think as brazen as it is and as counterfactual to a lot of how people experience the debate, I think he should just tough it through, pretend it didn't happen, and hope that it doesn't impact the polls, in which case the national polls and the battleground state polls, in which he can just say, hey, I didn't lose. I don't like giving Donald Trump advice about what to do or what not to do. I mean, again, we'll talk about it some more. You know, he plainly lost the debate. You know, there are examples in the past of candidates and campaigns back with Bush in 2004, with Obama in 2012, where the campaign basically didn't come out and say, we lost, but basically said, you know, yeah, he didn't have a good night and we got to do better next time. And that helped them with their credibility with the media. I think it would help Trump with his credibility with the media, but the credibility with the mainstream media is not how Donald Trump advances himself politically. And the big difference to me between this and 2012, when Barack Obama failed in Denver in the first debate, he confronted mass panic among his supporters. He had to admit that he lost and that he would do better the next time because Democrats are freaking out.
Trump fans are not freaking out. Trump fans saw a different debate than we saw last night. They think he won.
Some elite Republicans aren't happy, but what saved him, and the reason I don't think he has to, for his own good, say he lost, is there's no soundbite moment. There's a lot of little moments during the night which will continue to haunt him, and I predict will show up in Democratic ads. But there's no Rick Perry oops. There's no Gerald Ford, Poland isn't under Soviet domination. And therefore, as much as there was buildup to the debate, as much as people are still going to be talking about it by the end of the week on some level, I just don't think he has to turn the page in the narrative to say, I lost, let's move on. He can just, as I said, just kind of muscle through Trump style and say, I won, here's all the reasons I won. And hope, as I said, the polls don't suggest he lost.
Yeah, I have a feeling they might, though.